Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on altcoins, the alt-season update. We'll talk about altcoins in general. We'll talk about what to expect from altcoins. I'll tell you my personal experiences with altcoins at this point of time and what I'm personally doing. If you really want to know, in depth what I'm doing, aka the trades I'm taking, consider joining the Signal group. And I hate doing promo like this, but we've been profitable. We've been very, very profitable in the last couple of months. It's very much focused on education as well to make you a better trader. I believe it's one of the best products that's out there. So if you're interested in that, check that out, but that's up to you. All right. I hate doing this, but still, I think it's a really good product. But we'll talk about altcoins right here. Everything for free. All right. And I have to be very positive, all right? I mean, we're looking at the daily time frame right here of others. We've been able to get a beautiful reclaim of this level right here at $312.5 billion. As you can see, like the bigger level is kind of right here between 290 and $300 billion. But we got a very good reaction from there. Like that was already good news. And back when we actually hit that level, I was still a bit hesitant. I thought, this doesn't look great, because back then, we just had completed some sort of a fake out and we dropped down below this level. But now you can see that we not only reclaimed that level, we also did so, in my experience, with more momentum. There is much, much more momentum in the markets right now. When it at least comes to Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin has a lot of momentum. I think certain altcoins are also showing a lot of momentum, like Aptos has shown a lot of momentum. But even these, I mean, this is always a little bit distorted because something like Bonk is not even up that much, even though it seems like it's absolutely pumping right now. It's not true. But there is more momentum. There's more strength with altcoins than I saw in September. Like September, I always, like I did also long altcoins. Like my personal bias right now is long, right? I am longing altcoins. I opened 2 new positions yesterday. So that is what I do think you need to know about my personal actions. Like I'm telling you, I'm bullish on altcoins, but I also have money on the line, right? So do with that what you'd like. Maybe that makes me a little bit biased. It could be. But like I said, but now we've been able to reclaim that level with quite a lot of strength. With altcoins, we're seeing more strength. With Bitcoin, we're seeing exponentially more strength. If you take a look at Bitcoin right here in the last week, and you take a look at this volume down here, right? The volume and in combination with the price action. It's been so long since we've seen something like that. I would argue maybe the last time was well, so long, July or May, right? Those were the other 2 times when Bitcoin was very bullish. And then what we have kind of as this thing that we're still kind of waiting for, which can push altcoins much higher, is that the Bitcoin dominance has actually been rallying up higher. All right, and the more the Bitcoin dominance rallies, the closer we get to this very strong resistance level again. And once we get there, right, so let's say that Bitcoin continues to be bullish here, rallies up higher, altcoins will lag a little bit, Bitcoin dominance goes higher, we find strong resistance, then from there we can expect altcoins to outperform Bitcoin by a margin, right? And then we combine that with the fact that if we take a look at general altcoins, technically they look great. Like on the daily time frame, others looks good to rally higher here into the same levels as November to December last year. If you take a look at the total 3, right, so that's also an index, this also looks great. We're already trading higher than we were the 18th and the 19th of September, and it also looks constructive, right, which matters, right? I mean, we've been able to reclaim, and then we left a fair value gap, we left another fair value gap, got a strong reaction to that. It's normal kind of when we have a very strong move. Very often you leave a fair value gap untouched at the bottom. That's also what we did right here, for example. That's not strange. That's not an imbalance that we necessarily have to fill. But technically this looks good. Technically this looks good. There's a huge momentum streaming into Bitcoin. And then outside of that, I think the fundamentals as of right now also back it up, right? If you take a look at equities, they're rallying. The one thing that I would be slightly worried about is maybe some geopolitical situations in the world right now, but that's, the market always tells you kind of what you need to know. And the market often lags, but as it stands right now, I don't think we need to be too worried yet. So, like I said, I'm still bullish on altcoins. I mean, if you want to know personally what I bought in the last 24 hours, I bought some Pengu. Pengu has been my best buy. That's also something I send as a signal. Would I still buy that right now? I'm not certain, but this is doing great. And we bought from this green area right here. So perfect trade. I also made a video on Pengu yesterday, by the way, talking about this. So watch those videos. And outside of that, I mean, what more do I have on the watch list? Ethereum Classic I have on the watch list. I think that's a good Ethereum beta, even though the project itself is not that great. What more do I have? I still want to buy Plasma, but I'm being very I'm holding back with that, and I'm waiting for a pullback on Litecoin if it still gives. Who knows? But yeah, so those are some quick thoughts. That's what I think you need to know about altcoins for today. Have a great Sunday, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend, and bye.